I completed it and I got 37 bucks. I was like, holy crap. So I got the smoothie and I tried it and it tastes like chalk. Anyways, I returned it and got a juice. On the way in, she peed and pooped in the house. So I was like, good morning. Future tired Kate here. Today's vlog was a little bit weird. A lot of work stories and a little bit of merry mischief and good food. So, hope you're there for it. I am home for lunch. I got some fries and my falafel, like I was telling you yesterday. It's gonna be a burrito or a wrap. I don't know what you would call it. Either way, it's gonna be good. And it was, in fact, good. It tasted really good. I should have cut up the falafels and then, more evenly distributed them. I think that's something you learn as you go. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that next time. I didn't end up eating dinner, but I did have a little bit of a kind of a crazy driving thing today happen. So DoorDash sent me way down to a different town, and then I got an order while I was down there for Wendy's. As I was leaving the parking lot with the Wendy's order, I got another Wendy's order, but this time it was for Uber, and it was $37 for 3 miles. I was like, oh, taking that. So I went through the drive-thru really quick because there was no one in line just to check on the order. They said it wasn't ready, so I said, okay, I'll be right back. So I delivered the DoorDash order, paused my dash, came back, and then checked on the order. Order still wasn't ready. So it ended up that the order was an order that was passed over and over to a bunch of Uber drivers. And I was the one patient enough to just have the guy do it. And I accepted and did the whole thing in front of him. And, with your thing, you can say you picked up the order and everything in front of them. And it was just 4 nuggets. So I took it and I got $37 for doing a delivery. And all these other people were just canceling the order, just not dealing with it. Instead, I talked to the actual manager and said, oh, can you please do this? I mean, I did all the steps and everything. So I ended up getting a good chunk of cash because these guys wouldn't complete it. So I completed it and I got 37 bucks. I was like, holy crap. But yeah, when it's that that much, I'm gonna drop everything and do it. Especially if it's only 3 miles away. Heck yeah. Other than that, I ended up going to Juice It Up, and it's just a juice place where you get smoothies. And I got this smoothie they had, and it was a turmeric and ginger and stuff like that. So I got the smoothie and I tried it, and it tastes like chalk. It was when you drink a smoothie, it's supposed to taste at least liquidy, but it was like chalk. It was like drinking chalk. I don't know if there's too much turmeric in there or just the balance is off or something, but I ended up giving them a bad rating and saying it tastes like turmeric. And there was also a thing that happened where I went directly because all these stores, they'll turn the thing around and say, oh, here's a screen you can look at, and it's a tip screen. They never say, oh, here's our tip screen, or anything like that. You're not supposed to mention it. Anyways, on the tip screen, it automatically had selected 20%. So if you hit okay, it just gives them 20%. And I was like, that doesn't seem right. That feels like a bad business practice. So I put that as well in the review that it doesn't feel right, I didn't mind giving them 20%, though I don't see a reason why. I mean, they are making the smoothie, but I don't get it. Anyways, I returned it and got a juice. But the thing is that juice, I had they said it would take 5 to 10 minutes for them to make it because they had other orders. And I was like, I understand. So I got an order, a DoorDash order for just down the street. So I was like, all right, I'll do the order and then come back. So I said, I just told him I'd do it and come back. And then that's when I got that order to go way down to like a different town. And then it was all kinds of crazy. So it was like, it was a mission. I went on a separate mission, but came back like 40, 50 bucks or so more in my pocket in just one like hour. And they like kept it in the fridge for like an hour. So I gave them props. I put service like 5-star in the rating, but man, I don't I don't get it. Either way, that default 20% is just that's bad business practice to me. I mean, that's just forcing me to tap no tip, and it feels fucking horrid. And that's what they're doing. It's not FOMO. It's something more like emotional blackmail. That's what it feels like. Something like that. Either way, they said they replied too, like an hour or two later, and they replied, "Well, it doesn't do it that way." And I was like, yeah, it does. And then they left an email just for me to send them a message and they'll give me a refund. I was like, I'm not taking that shit down. Nuh-uh, not unless you fix it. Maybe I'll send them an email, but merry misadventures. I guess this morning I woke up and I was editing the video, and it ended up Mary was barking. So I went into I was in the middle of editing, so I had to wait for a little while, but there were other people up, and I ended up going to the thing, and she had already peed herself. So I let her out, and she did the rest of her pee, because it was a small little bit. It was like she was ready to go right now type of thing, and it ended up she went out there, and then she went poop a little bit out there, and then on the way in she peed and pooped in the house on the way in. So I was like, I had to clean the poop up and the pee, and it was like 2 different puddles of pee. It's like, oh my god. But I did it. I didn't even tell anyone. I mean, I guess you guys. But either way, it was it was a day. And then when I got home for lunch and had those falafels, Mary wanted up back then too. She didn't have any accidents or anything then, but I let her out. Jess was out visiting a cousin, a friend, I don't know, in-law, friend, I don't remember, someone. And so I let the dog out and then back, and then I had to go work, so that's why I went to work. So Jess ended up coming back, and Mary was still sleeping in her room, so I just let it be. So that was my misadventures with Mary, and I guess that's it. I don't really have too much else that happened. I came home and talked with Jess for a while. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff, like we're talking about the internet, and we're talking about, I think, USB-C plugs and stuff like that, things that she wanted clarification on that I just gave her. I guess I did have a few moments in the car where I just was bawling, like always. But, I don't know. What can I even say? Nothing, I guess. You know I miss my mom. I know I miss my mom. What else is there? She would have loved those type of stories, you know? So yeah, all these stories and stuff like that. She would always ask me about my day. And I guess this is kind of my way of getting it out, because I don't have her to tell anymore, you know? So you guys get my fun stories from work. anyways, I think I'm gonna go to bed. And I shouldn't. I should be editing. And what did I do? I played on my freaking VR headset, my Quest, and I ended up playing for like an hour. And I should have been editing instead. I have music playing, and I updated all my devices. My iPhone is now up to date, and my MacBook Air is now up to date. So I was like, oh well. Anyways, I guess I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm gonna have to wake up super early just to do the vlog, but I'm gonna get everything on there. So I'll talk to you guys later.